Welcome back to my channel. I'm Miss Young and I'm happy I'm making a vlog. So this vlog is actually an exciting one, though I'd like to start by apologizing as usual about the videos and how they're not coming. Guys, I'm really sorry, but I'm gonna try and keep trying. Yeah, I'm going to really keep trying to like update and like upload a lot of videos. Yeah, so before we get into the story, if you are new, welcome to my channel, and if you are a returnee, thank you very much for sticking with me. I'm very happy that you're still here. So yeah, let's get into the story. So today's story, like you have read on the description, or you've seen on the video, how I almost got scammed. Like, scammers are still existent, and these guys are actually now trying to like up the game, that I think you really need to be keen. But some of the things are very obvious. Like the one that happened to me, it was quite obvious. That almost happened to me because I didn't let it get that far. I noticed and I'm like, okay, yeah, so I didn't let it get that far. Yeah, so my hand is tired. My hand is tired, but yeah, let's get to the video. So on a fateful afternoon, I'm at work and I receive a call. And it's a new number. I don't know this number, and this person hits me up and they're like, oh hi, this is Akram. And I'm like, oh, okay. Is this Priska? I'm like, yes, you're speaking to Priska. And they're like, oh hi Priska. I'm like, hi. So and I ask, so may I please know who I'm speaking to? And he's like I said, I'm Akram. And I'm like, okay, hi Akram from. And he's like, Entebbe. I'm like, oh okay, Akram from Entebbe. How did you get my number? And he still he didn't tell me, like he didn't want to tell me like how he got my number. So he just starts and says, wait, don't worry about how I got your number, just know I have a good opportunity for you. And I'm like, okay, so I'm listening. And he says, so Priska, there's this deal. I have a buyer and I work with this boss of mine. I'm a driver of someone who works in the UN World Food Program, to be particular, and I would like to make a deal with you. There's a preservative that is called Castelline, and it's sold like very expensively, and there's only like limited people that supply it. So he says he would like me to be his middleman for between the buyer, between his boss, who is the buyer, World Food Program, and the company that is supplying Castelline. So he gives me some company, I don't know, Chan Industries, something like that, Chan food supplying industry. And he tells me how these are the suppliers, and they sell it at $2,000. So I'm like, wait, this is a product that goes for what, $2,000? You know how we're used to like knowing designer things go for that, but wait, there is an actual product that goes, a food preservative. So I'm like, okay, so okay, I'm listening. But I was thrown off when he didn't want to explain who he was to me. And so I'm like, oh, but I listened. I did listen. So I sat and just listened to him talk to me. So what's up? What's about this preservative and everything? And then he tells me how so he tells me the product is sold at $2,000, and he told the boss that the product was going to go for $2,500, and he wanted to keep the difference of $500. So he's selling to the boss at $2,500 and giving the company, the suppliers, $2,000, and then he'll keep $500 for each bottle. And apparently the UN World Food Program wanted around 18 of them. So these things are actually, the product is real. I don't know about the price. I tried to look into it. The product is real, and yeah, it's used as a food preservative by like bakeries and like, yeah. And then I and then he wanted to keep like $500 off of everything. So I told him, I'm like, I think you have the wrong person. I remember I was with two of my friends in office, and I told them, I'm like, I was at their office, yeah. And I had gone, now at this point I have moved to my friend's office, and I'm with them, right? So he tells me he would like to make the profits out of, like, you know, the 18 bottles and everything. So I'm disturbed. I'm like, okay, so you can't talk to the suppliers, and like, you know, since you're the guy they can deal with and everything, get your boss to talk to your boss. And I don't know why you're trying to rip off your boss or something like that. Dear brothers and sisters, this guy, this nigga, this Ugandan insisted, and so I listened. I did listen. Like, I didn't want to be that person who is like, I'm not usually a rude person, so I didn't want to shrug off like in a rude way. But now at this point you guys, I'm sorry about the lighting. My hand is tired. I can't keep holding the phone and everything because I'm filming. So this guy, and after he has given me all that information, he went ahead and told me how he's in touch with, he has a number of Chan suppliers, marketing somebody, the sales dealer, something like that, and he tells me to hit him up and like talk to him about the deal. So I told him, I'm like, you know what, I'm not going to go further with this, but I would love to help you, though for now I'm not in position to. But he insists, so I took a chance. I'm like, okay, if however true this could be, if it's true, anyway, let me help. If it's not, then yeah. So I call the number. The gentleman picks up the phone and it's like, Chan Wide Supplies Industry, and I told him about it, and I'm like, oh. So he tells me, no, the product is actually being sold at $2,200. So I say, oh, okay, so it's actually an actual product. Like, he's like, yeah, a Castelline, what, and he tells me about the products. I'm like, okay, so it's actually there. And I'm like, okay. So at this point I'm like, oh, okay, there's actually a product. Sorry guys, like, so I called the other gentleman and I tell him about the price, and he tells me I called the scammer one, yeah, and he tells me how I should be in position to negotiate the deal and make sure that it goes through smoothly. He has already informed the buyer about like the product, and I'll be talking to the buyer soon. So I'm like, okay, they are very well organized. That is one thing you need to know about scammers. They are very, very organized, and if you are easily thrown off, you will not notice or detect it, because they are organized. They have planned and they've taken. You imagine how many people they've ripped off using this very scam, like how they've done it. So they are very good at this. Like, they know what they're doing. So yeah, sisters, please, yeah. So I just, like, I'm like, okay. So I tell him I'm not in position to continue with your negotiation, but please contact him since you have his number. And he's like, you know how men only usually work well with ladies and all that, so it will be better if you, the lady, since you've started the deal, you be the one that concludes it and everything. So I'm like, no, I don't think I want to conclude this deal, because, and on top of that, I was a bit like busy, yeah. So I told him, no, I don't think so. I'm like, oh, I don't think I want to complete this. And then he says, do you have some mobile money? So because they'll need you to like make a small deposit. So right now I'm just at the UN in Tebe, and I'm coming with my boss. Would you like to speak to my boss about it, and we'll let you know? You can meet us in Serena Hotel and we'll conclude the boss. And he keeps emphasizing that the boss has money. All I know for a fact, companies like the UN, organizations like the UN do not buy products from individuals unless you are certified, right? So the minute he started saying the World Food Program wants to buy a product from me and they want to walk through me as an individual, I'm like, no, something is off. And yeah, and all this money, I know some people make this money like in a day, but he started insulting me because he realized, because I told him like I am not spending my money for anything, and he's like, take a muka airtime, omanyengo ogenda kola ka cent ogenda making a difference namwaba wala wemwekola ko, like, you know, you work on yourself so that you can get what, like, people to want you and everything. I'm like, no, this is a different situation. You know, we're talking about money, and in the worst case scenario, this is somebody's life you might be dealing with. You know, imagine at that point I'm thinking like, this is a scammer, and in case like they're being hunted or something, won't I be like a contact? I'm going to be one of those people they carry. And they said they used to work together. Oh my God. Yeah, but I was like, done. At that point, I'm like, no, I'm not even getting involved in this program, whatever it is. And the minute he actually noticed that I wasn't going to do anything, he started abusing. When he started abusing me, he even hung up and he's like, kumanyoko. For those that don't understand Luganda, like, okay, so this gentleman like kind of abused me, and kumanyoko, I don't know how to translate kumanyoko, you guys, man, this is bad language, and I'm not supposed to be using it on like YouTube and everything. I hope I don't get banned because of this story. But if you are in Kampala or Uganda or anywhere in the world, Manange guys, be careful, be extra careful about scammers. They are way out there, and they are smart and prepared to rob you of what you have. The little or the much that you have, they are willing and they are very capable of doing it, and they don't care whether you're getting hurt about it or not. Yeah, so that's my video for today, and I hope you liked it. If you have had a scammer experience, please hit me up, tell me about your story, because after this happened to me, I kind of talked to my friends and their stories have been hilarious. It's been amazing. I hope you guys like the video. Feel free, hit me up anywhere on my socials, they'll be down somewhere there. And yeah, let's talk about life. Bye guys, see you next time.